Welcome back to part 14 of our Sterling Armory, how it's made. We've gone through the blade, we got the guard mounted, and now we're on to the grip. And all of our grips we do, basically they all start like this. It's a layered stack of poplar wood. We use poplar because poplar wood has no inherent acids that rust wood. So you can keep a piece of metal against poplar and it won't rust. So that's why a lot of scabbards are made out of poplar, and also our handles. So these are basically 3 layers that are stacked up, and that was cut around the tang, so the tang could fit in there. And then once this dries, then we'll take it over to the grinder, and here's our blade and our guard. And here's actual this, we already shaped this one for this particular blade. So what was a square cross section is now nice and round, or whatever shape we're doing at the time. And some people ask, why don't you just lay them out? Well, lathe only does circular patterns, and you don't want a perfectly round grip. You want that grip to be an oval cross section, or something similar to an oval cross section, so you have a good feel of where the blade edge is. So we do the same grind work that we do on the grips as we do on the blade. So let's just take a quick look at how we shape our grips, if I can talk right. Here we go. I think I just said rust wood. I meant to say rust metal, obviously. So yeah, here's our poplar stack, and let's go ahead and get her shaped. So trusty grind hat, this keeps my flakes off my hair and my face. I think you can see, so see how one side's down. We'll do that on all 4 sides. Alright, so the grip is all shaped and ready to go. From here we would typically do all the leather work, and this particular piece is wire wrap for the grip detail. However, we do have an issue. We have another casualty of COVID, sadly. So the wire we normally get in, this is one of the replicas. This wire is a bit too thick, and it's a bit too large compared to the original one that we're trying to replicate. So the wire that we get in this is my personal longsword. It's a bit smaller diameter and has more of the look of the original. We ordered it a while ago and it still hasn't come in yet. So sadly, we can't start on the grip work yet until that comes in. So we're going to bypass the grip detail and then go right to the pommel. Now the pommel on this piece is also an interesting thing, because when you look at the replicas so far, the pommel is by far the biggest difference. So you have one that's pretty large diameter but very flat, and then one that's not so large diameter but also very thick. And it's probably due to the images they were using when they made these. When I got a chance to study the original, the actual pommel size came out pretty much in between those. So it's pretty funny how they both got it right, kind of, but not right in the other dimension. So we're going to be kind of making one that's in between those, and we already started on it. So we have actually a lot of pommels going on, if you can see this. But this is the piece that we're starting with, and some of the things that we do for making pommels. First thing we do is we mill out the core of the pommel, so that way it fits to the tang. So the tang's obviously not straight like a bolt or anything, it's a tapered tang, and we mill our pommel to press fit onto that taper fit. So that's the first thing we do. The second thing press fit. There we go. The second thing we do is that we also mill out the pommel a little bit so that the grip itself can actually press fit into the pommel as well. So this allows the pommel to be a little lighter. It's a little bit hollow like a lot of originals, and so it can be a larger size and not be too heavy. So the next step in our pommel shaping is we're going to sketch out the circles that'll be the flats of the pommel, and then we're actually going to hand grind in all the tapers of the pommel, and that'll be our next video. So, which I think will be 15. So in the meantime, what we have here, we can at least look at the blade on how it is now. So here's her at the moment. We're going to finish the pommel up for 15, and then probably video 16 and probably 16 and 17 will be the grip. And then final assembly, this has to be pressed on, and then the tang will get peened over. And that'll be it for this piece. So thanks very much for following, and we'll hope to catch you on the next one, and hopefully the wire doesn't take too long to come in.